And we're now joined by Asian business expert Tal Reshef and I-24 News journalist Daniel Roth for a discussion on Alibaba's upcoming IPO. Guys, thanks for joining us. How is it that such a gigantic company is so unknown to so many people around the world?
Things are getting known to people once they need it. And as long as you do not do business with China and you do not purchase things that are manufactured in China, so far you didn't need to know Alibaba. It might change with the time.
Why do we need Alibaba?
First of all, if you're going to a market such as China and you need to purchase things and you do not know the ways that the things are working and you face possible, unfaithful merchants, you might encounter a situation where you need to be sure about the money that you put and the merchandise that you are going to receive. It might even be difficult to locate the producer that you need.
Obviously, there's a language barrier. Obviously, there's also the fact that a lot of people don't really know China, don't have an idea of where to go looking even.
And we need to remember the size of China. The language that you mentioned, yes, it is a big barrier. The size is a big barrier. The Chinese way of doing business, which is different from the Western one. So all those reasons come together to make to create the need for somebody like Alibaba.
Right.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, I think it's, you can think of it kind of like a digital port town in a way. It's a place for cultures to meet and do business and, as Tal said, a way for money to change hands in a space that people trust, generally speaking.
Right. Clearly, it greatly facilitates a business for people outside of China. Now, the one thing that actually really fascinates me is the person who set up Alibaba, Jack Ma, an English teacher. It's unbelievable. I mean, in your opinion, as you know China, is this kind of success, can it be replicated by someone else, or is this like a one-time thing, a one-time wonder?
It has already been replicated, not in this area, but in other areas. Look, the Chinese market is expanding. It's booming in many directions. It is not the first brand that you encounter that comes from China. We know about Haier, about Hisense. We know about about Huawei. Behind each and every name like these ones, there is somebody like Jack Ma. Now, Jack Ma is more attractive, is interesting.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's not necessarily a Jack Ma, because a lot of these other people do have some sort of, they come from something.
Yeah.
Not to say Jack Ma doesn't come from anything, but he's an English teacher. He's really a self-made person. They're not all self-made.
Well, we have to remember that coming back to China of 1980, nobody was Jack Ma.
Right.
Nobody was earning even a Western salary.
It sounds like a Chinese dream in a way. Just like the American dream once upon a time. This is like the Chinese dream.
Every Chinese person who earns today a salary of some $1,000 a month, not more than that, I'm not talking about a billionaire like Jack Ma.
No, of course.
It was nobody 30 years ago.
Right.
So Jack Ma is a part of 1 billion people survey, if you like.
He does have some characteristic that you don't often see, though, in leadership circles. This is a guy who took himself out of the CEO chair. He's the chairman of the company, obviously, still sort of the overarching governor of things.
Right.
But you don't often see someone just take themselves out of the chair, especially in the lead-up, in the years leading up. He announced before he stepped out, in the next 5 years, you're going to see major changes to Alibaba. And then he said, and I'm going to be over here, and we're going to have, and he brought someone else in.
Yet at the same time, I think we shouldn't forget that this is still a Chinese company, and things are done differently. I mean, one of the reasons why they didn't go to Hong Kong had to do with the fact that, with the board specifically, for that matter, there's not a lot known about people necessarily that are behind this company. What is going to happen now that they are going for an IPO in the States? Considering that Yahoo has a 24% stake, where do we see this going? How is this going to affect the world economy, for that matter, the market?
Yeah, there are some questions to be asked. First of all, of course, why is he going to the States? He has this reason that there have been some limitations put on him from the Hong Kong stock market, but still he had other options in East Asia, such as Shanghai, where it is his home base, if you like. He could go to Singapore also, but he chose to go to the United States, so he's got a reason why he's going there. And behind it, there's even, another question that precedes it. Why does he need the IPO? I mean, he's managing a giant of more than $100 billion.
Right.
Why does he need those $16 billion that he's going to retrieve out of this IPO? It's very clear that he's looking west. He's not satisfied by being the emperor of the online purchasing in China. He wants to do it in other places. I'm
going to have
sure.
to cut you in here. Sorry, you're not sure about why.
I'm not sure that the United States market is his target. Following the other steps that he's taking before, I see that he's very interested in Russia.
Right.
He has translated all his site into Russian. He looks into Turkey. He might be looking into Latin America.
I want to refocus for a second. What about Yahoo? What place does Yahoo have in all of this? Considering that Yahoo is really being pumped up tremendously by this deal, what's in it for Yahoo?
Well, Yahoo has entered into Alibaba some years ago with a purchase of 40% of the stock of the shareholding. They've diluted it later on to 25%. This is what they have today.
Right.
So they are weaker now than they used to be before. I'm sure that they are going to have a great income out of it. As I understood, something like 80% of their activities now is concentrated in East Asia, mainly in China. So Yahoo.
Some measures say that 88% of their business is Alibaba related.
Right.
It's just an enormous amount.
Which is saying a lot for Yahoo as well in terms of what once was and what isn't anymore. I guess Alibaba is more or less sort of taking over here. Eclipsing.
Yeah, but I think what we are seeing here is a phenomena which is very curious. First of all, because of the reasons why such a company emerged. It's not only the ingenuity of Jack Ma, who is a very intelligent guy, very brilliant guy. It's also that China today, apart of the fact that it's a huge market, the second big...
Sorry, I'm going to have to end you here.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Tal Reshef, and thank you very much, Daniel Roth, for joining us today. I'm Benjamin Faris. Please send us your comments via our website and Twitter, and join us again tomorrow for more.